Hello, this is Bilal Siddiqui and you're watching Khuaab Gaah Library Project. This is the second chapter called 2 minutes of 10 minutes and 38 seconds by Elif Shafak. This is my personal analysis of the chapter as I read through it. So in the previous chapter, you might have known, if you're reading the book, you know this already, that there was a lot of talk about the main character's mother. So in this chapter, it's not like that. The main protagonist is now the main focal point. So this child is now 6-year-old. So I really like this. I am really liking the story so far because it's really engaging. But there are many elements in this chapter. It's rich of elements, what is happening in the book. So one of the particular things that I think from the previous chapter even, that there's a lot of traditions going on. There are a lot of small things which are related to the customs of Turkish people, which is being described here. And it is primarily because I heard a talk of Elif Shafak where she talks about her books being inspired by her grandmother's tales and her mother's success in being who she is. So there's like a mix-up of those things. So her grandmother has all these traditions and customs taught to Elif at a very young age, at a very tender age, and her mother taught her to be how to be empowered and how to actually grow in this world. So that's the main thing which Elif is like having in her own mind when she's writing this topic and when writing this about this particular chapter. So it's really sad what has happened, because I didn't know that Susan would like do such a thing. And because, okay, there's sort of some spoiler, but I'm sorry, but I have to like talk about this point that Susan did really weird. Like, why would she do that? So, you know, some would like easily say that, okay, in the previous chapter she was not like totally acting out as a wrong person, but in this chapter you can clearly see that because of what she is telling to her 6-year-old, that is completely like obnoxious of what she's doing, because she is not only telling a lie, she is telling a brutal lie. And I am a bit confused about the fact that why was that certain auntie eating worms. I'm not sure up to this point, because I think that maybe she's eating worms because someone told her, or maybe she believes that Susan is good for her. I think so, that's the case, that the mother thinks that auntie is like, the auntie thinks that the mother is actually bad, or she doesn't know that she thinks of her as a good person even though she's not. So so maybe she has gotten mad. I'm not sure. Maybe in the coming chapters it would be more sure, because I was really confused whether is she actually mad, is she doing it on purpose. So she has marks on her face, she like falls down, she has hair pulled out of her head, and so I don't know exactly what this is indicating towards, whether there's torture going on or whether she has actually gone mad. That's I think for another chapter. That's for the second chapter, or the third one I can say from this one. So I think a lot is going on, and this really struggle. And one of the lessons that I think we can learn from this is, which actually the girl at the end learns too, that things are not how they seem to be. And this is the case in this chapter particularly, that's how it seems to be. And there are things that are kept to be private, and there are things which are meant to be public. So you don't have to actually mix those things. And in this example, she actually thinks of love in this way, that love has to be a private thing rather than a public thing, because people can actually be affected by your actions in public. So that's all of the analysis that I think of when it comes to this chapter. If you have more points to come up with, please do share them in the comment section, because I really want to hear what you guys are thinking about, or what you had in mind when you were reading this particular topic. So I'm looking forward for your comments. Thank you for watching.